Right then, Portugal match is finished. We get to show off the Patreon rewards. I've just quickly done a little scene on my OBS. I think I've got the sync between my microphone and my webcam's delay correct, so I should be in sync for you guys, hopefully, fingers crossed. I know, relatively what kind of milliseconds we're talking about, so everything should look alright, but if there's a slight delay between my voice and the camera, I do apologise. It was very quickly mocked up. Yeah, let's talk Ada players, Ada Wonder Kids, and a few extra things. Firstly, thank you ever so much for your patience over the last couple of months. You have been absolutely amazing. I want to say sorry, especially to Robin Data, whose message about Alexandros Canalis's customization was, I don't know, lost somewhere. But it has been applied now. Let me just show you that. And let me turn down this volume. I've just changed his mini face as well. So his mini face should now look like the long-haired Canalis that we've just got. Number 19 now. There he is. You did ask for straighter, longer hair, but it looked a bit weird. So I just changed it slightly to be a bit more wavy. I hope you can understand. It just looks a lot better on him. To me, he doesn't scream like a long-haired player, but I'm cool with that. I like the boot. The boot selections are really, really top-notch. So there's Alexandros Canalis all customized up. What else? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just sorry that it was not, this video was not done like after season 3, after season 2. We've had to wait until the end of season 4 to the start of season 5 for us to post this out. It's just one of them things. We don't really know what life has got in store for us, and obviously I had to be there for Becca. I'm not gonna apologize for that. I'm sure you will understand, but I'm just gutted for you guys that haven't really seen the progress that your players have made. But here we are, finally. It has took some time, but I hope that the next 20-30 minutes is it goes a bit of the way there to making up for it, and hopefully I can bring to light some information on your players if they have moved. I hope that a lot of the players have moved clubs, because this new improvement to career mode mod that I have has really affected the transfers. Players are moving a lot more. We've just taken off the mini face pack that I had generated by the live editor this season. So I'm gonna, whilst we excuse me, whilst we find the Ada players and Ada Wonder Kids, we're gonna also generate the player faces, and we can see, in much more detail as well on the live editor menu, what is going down with your players. I hope that my webcam doesn't really interfere with that, but I'll double check in our first with our first check. And our first check is actually no, before our first check, if you don't know already, the player customization, the YSL player customization, with the appearances and that, if you ask for a certain hairstyle, much like this like frizzy afro thing, the David Luiz cut on Alan Richards, there will be a significant portion of the save where the player will have that haircut. But because I'm doing like dynamic haircuts and everybody's changing there, it would be weird if Alan Richards just stayed the same. So occasionally we change it up, but obviously it goes back quite often to the Patreon request. I think there's been a lot of Patreons that have actually liked that dynamic hairstyle idea. So there's not actually that many players that I need to worry about. I know Alan Richards needs to go back to this occasionally. Cesarini, the person who had Cesarini wants like a mullet situation. Sometimes I go like longer. Now he's got a kind of like a Socrates vibe to him. But, yeah, we'll see. Let's have a look at the search players then. And hopefully we can give you some cracking insight on your players from the list. I'm going to go from the top of the list. This is the Wrexham YSL Patreon rewards list that I'm working from. And the first player added was Adrian Baumbach. I do apologise with some of the pronunciation. I know that one person in particular was very, very specific on the pronunciation of their player. Let's try and find Adrian here. It's not a good start when it's like, yeah, no players found. Yeah. Adrian Baumbach. So he's a centre back. Let's put my OBS back up so I can actually see myself up here. He is a 72 overall centre back. Sorry, you must have seen my desktop then. It's an absolute mess. I did a lot of audio work for the last episode, as you're fully aware. So instead of going to the cheat table, we will go to the live editor and stick within FC24 for all our analysis. Baum back. There we go. So we're looking at a 79 potential player here. This is an adder player, so he's got a random potential between 75 and 85 to start off with. And then every single player is affected by the global shift that we do per season. So you might have added a wonder kid at the start. If you're very unlucky, they will have dropped it off a little bit. But because they're adder wonder kids to start off with, they still should be relatively good players, even if you're like super unlucky. Baumbach looks like he's stuck around, probably around the same potential. I don't know if I recall him being at Twente. It's like a TV sound, isn't it, Twente? But he is currently at the Dutch club, and he might actually be starting a decent amount of games. Let's stick his mini face in. If you're not happy with where these players are at any time, and you want them to, get closer to Wrexham, be part of the opposition, don't be afraid to tell me on Patreon. Don't be afraid to tell me in the YouTube comments. I will try my best to naturally progress them nearer Wrexham, even if that's like last season putting them into the Champions League. We'll get them there. Baumbach, if the person who put who's the guy who put Baumbach in? Chris Fleming. If you want Baumbach closer, if you want Baumbach to be an opponent for Wrexham, I'd say do it soon, because obviously 72 overall isn't the best. But let's have a look at the attributes. What are we talking about? 71 defending, 73 movement. Not bad. Really quick. 84 sprint speed, just lacking on the acceleration there. All right, that's the first one done. Now we're going to look for Jason Newell, otherwise called Rudy. That's the nickname that should poke out, stick out like a sore thumb. Rudy is currently at Lyon, and I don't think he started at Lyon. Let's just have a check on this. Try and find this comment here. No, he started at Chelsea, so he's moved to Lyon. He's got a release clause of £89.2 million. Very good. I opened this bottle. I'm going to drink this bottle before I knock it over and destroy all my electrics. Have a little swig. I was craving a Pepsi Max Lime yesterday. Not craving it so much today, but it's nice to scratch that itch. So that was Baumbach. Let's have a look at what Rudy's doing. Rudy was a wonder kid, added by Jason. And his potential's down now at 89, so it has gone down a little bit, but it's still, you know, incredibly decent. 78 overall now. Let's get his mini face in. There he is, Bosch. And he's a tribute, 69 attack, 67 defending, which is top one. He's very, very well-rounded for a defensive midfielder. He doesn't have amazing defending, which it's kind of a bit worrying, don't you think? Definitely should be. Yeah, how is he? Nah, he can't be CDM 77 plus 1. The same rating as central midfielder. Surely this is a higher rated centre midfielder than a CDM. Surely. Whatever. Well, there's Rudy. There's your second player. Now got his mini face generated. I'm struggling to get the faces generated, actually, because my LUA script, the Lua script that you can inject into the live editor, and it runs essentially a script for you. It's not really working on my live editor at the moment. I had to update FIFA, so I had to update the live editor, and my Lua script just has stopped working. So I'm in contact with Pfeiffer. Hopefully he can sort it out for me eventually. But if not, we'll just have to generate every single player, 2,000 plus faces, and then delete the ones for the real players, which is just a waste of time. But it might be what happens very soon. Next up, what do we got? It's Danny McNeil. All right, Danny. This was added by Daniel. Danny McNeil is a striker at 22. So add a player. Oh boy. Now that's a story. I don't think he's moved. I remember one of the players being at Livingston at the start, and well, Danny McNeil is still at Livingston. Let's have a look at what we've got in terms of quality. Is he now at the ceiling? I mean, still a potential if he moves into the Championship. If you ask him to move into the Championship, one of the lower ones, he might get a game and might play against Wrexham. Livingston might have an excellent year and somehow make themselves a force to be reckoned with in the conference, the Europa Conference League. Danny McNeil. We're looking at 71 potential, so he's got a bit of growing left to do. Let's generate the face there. It's still the same face, obviously. Added players don't really change the look of the player too much, because it's just like a quick injection of the player's name, essentially. But what we got a 6-point gap here. Attributes. Oh, his acceleration's not the worst. His movement is the best part of him. He's got all right, 68 finishing on a 65 overall. It's not the worst. I'm sure he does Livingston a job. So there is Danny McNeil. He might be the worst one of the lot. Sorry, mate. It's just way of the world. Like I said, the players start off with a potential of 75 to 85, and this one has dropped off a bit, and now his potential is at 71. Just the way the cookie crumbles, mate. But I hope it still put a smile on your face. It's like not that many players end up at Livingston. So that's that one. Oh, the next one is a piss take to try and say. It's Kurel Batar Batzorig. Was it Mongolian? Do I remember that right? Is it Mongolian? It's a long time ago. since I did this one. Batzorig is Mongolian. 77 overall, playing for Villarreal. So things are going quite well for Karel Batzorig. Eh? It's not too bad, mate. Fair enough. And he's young. He's one of the youngest that we've got. Batzorig. Karel Batzorig. Generate miniface. Boom. Oh, he's bold. Lovely. We are looking at a 77 overall midfielder with a 91 potential. His best assets, power and skill, both on 74. Attack is also on 74. So really he should be more of a cam. But hilariously, CDM centre back. That's his positioning, apparently. And you know what I should be doing as well? Let me go back to Boundback. I'm gonna shortlist everything so you can see their work rates, their skill moves, weak foot. If you just want to change anything about these players, tell me and I will do my best to get it done. Some people who didn't have the PC version weren't asking for hair IDs. If you're just loose with the description on a hairstyle, say if you want like a curly hairstyle, a short curly hairstyle, I can quickly go through the hair IDs for you. It's just it's difficult if someone asks for a specific hairstyle, because I have to go into the main menu, create a player, then find that player, then check the hair ID. Just a nightmare. If you think it's not bad for one add a wonder kid or add a player. Yeah, well, it's add a wonder kid, sorry. It's not bad for one add a wonder kid, but if it stacks up, obviously, if you have to make 10 of these, 15 of these, it's a long process. Yeah, shortlist Rudy. And then we got Danny McNeil. Danny McNeil is my favourite. You know, man chilling at Livingston. You gotta respect it. And then Batzorig. Has potential to be special. Sound. That is quite a look. There was a dude that used to play for Villarreal in the midfield. He's like Marcos summit. He's like mid to late 2000s, and I've lost his name, but he's giving me them vibes. So next one, Clayton Good by Clastro. Let's have a look at you. What has Clayton Good been getting up to? Clayton Good is a goalkeeper. He's playing for United. Did he start out there? That once again doesn't seem like it's starting block. He started out at Leicester City, but he's moved to Manchester United. Right then. So you can see that these players are moving around quite freely as well. Which is great, because it leads to a more interesting career for you guys to track. Clayton Good, boom, there you go. 82 overall, 93 potential. He's doing really well for himself. How about that? So we'll just stick him on the shortlist. I love this new live editor, by the way, because the one gripe that I had with the mini faces back on the old live editor is that it would model the goalkeepers with the outfield shirt on, but it doesn't anymore. It doesn't anymore, and I'm buzzing for it. So Clayton Good actually looks like a goalkeeper. Yeah, so that's that one. Hope you enjoyed that, Clastro. Let's see the next. The last one on the list that I checked off was Eugenio Vera. Obviously, we know a lot about this player, so we'll skip past it for the most. You don't really need to see more of this guy, Ed. You have seen a lot of this player around. 86 overall. He's a ridiculous talent. Let's have a look at his potential before we go. Vera. Hopefully we can get in quick. Eugenio Vera. He's 95 potential. Jesus. He ripped us apart. Episode 61. I've never seen anything like. I couldn't even touch him. Couldn't even lay a finger on him. There you go. Shortlist on the transfer. And the transfer hub. And take a swig of the drink, because what we've got to see now is scour through the comments, because we got to a certain bit whilst doing the Out of Wonder Kids and customization where it was all documented, and then at some point I stopped the documentation but kept working on it. I worked on it on 2 separate occasions, and I should have kept hold of the document, because it would have at least told you guys that I was still working, and I hadn't like bunked it off. So where are we? Clayton Good. There's Vera. Next one is Kimi Kaminski, who was added at the same time as Vera. So goodness knows why he isn't on the old document. Kimi Kaminski still at Burton Albion. I think he needs a little bit of a move. 77 overall. It looks like he's dipped a bit, because I think he was about 77 overall when we played against him. So his potential must have dropped. Sometimes the live editor just does not want to appear. Hang on. It will appear eventually. There we go. Kimi Kaminski. Get his mini face sword. I think long blonde hair. Oh, in the man bun, of course, yeah. 77 to 86. So he was in the first batch of the players that we made. So he's actually had like kind of a good stepping stone. So he's had like time to develop into his position, but he might be the lowest potential Wonder Kid. Got a little bit unlucky there, but he's still like, that's it. Like, this is the most unlucky of the Wonder Kids, I would imagine anyway. And he's still got the 86 potential. So it's still going to be a decent player that should find himself in one of the top leagues eventually. But Burton have done well to keep hold of him. So what we got for the stats? 75 defending is miles ahead of everything else in his game at the moment. Make sure to shortlist. And let's move on to your next. Next one is Justin Van from... Well, he was playing for Liverpool. Now, last time that I did this, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's playing for Liverpool. But you're not too sure these days. He is actually still at Liverpool. Fair enough. We'll search Van, because there is a lot of Vans. There's Justin Van. Player, mini face generate. Excuse me. This was a Wonder Kid. Potential's dipped a little bit to 88, but still top class player at 20 years old. Should serve Liverpool well if they keep a hold of him. An exciting prospect, obviously. Next up, I hope it put a smile on the face when I did a customised Jang Sung Chan to give him a full orange shoot. Sorry, I've just had a curry for dinner, and it's repeating on me a little bit. Had a Wonder Kid. Next one, Aaron's suggestion, the Icelandic striker Leon. Oh, that's a difficult name. Leon. You say it with me. Leon Oh. Leon Murkvi? Okay, I think I've got it. Leon Murkvi Christopherson. At 79 overall, still at Notts County. How have they managed to keep a hold of him? 21, he might have dipped a little bit underneath the 90 potential, you know. I would expect him to be higher than 79. Let's find him by that Mukvi secondary name. Generate the mini face. Bosch. 87 potential. And his highest attributes. Let's take a check on this. Mentality is relatively high. Attack's good. 89 finishing, hanging around at Notts County. Hilarious. 74 power. You know, very, very serviceable. Absolutely destructive at that level. And, you know, if overalls are to be believed, just as good as what we've got at Wrexham right now. But, yeah, very much doubt it. The new Croatian lad, his name has just completely disappeared from my head, which is mad because I was saying his name over and over again in the last episode, but I've lost it. Zvezdan that one. I'll get used to it eventually. Matty is next. And he wanted a Jamaican in Forest Green. We didn't actually put a name out there, but I'm pretty sure this player is still playing for Forest Green. I did have a check on him because I was worried that I might have lost him completely. Don't know why I didn't jot his name down when I made him. But he is, I mean, is Forest Green in League One? Look at Forest Green go. Definitely doing a little bit better than real life there, pal. Is it Remy Beckford? There is actually a few Jamaicans that have kind of pre-gen from him, I believe. There's a lot of Jamaican strikers that are coming out of these lower levels, and that would be my guess. Remy Beckford's 6'4", 79 overall. Let's have a look at Beckford then. And generate a mini face whilst we are... Yeah, he's doing rather well. He's at 96 potential. So, slightly younger than what we're normally seeing. But he should be absolutely fantastic at his pomp. His attributes. Can at 80 attack. With his 85 finishing, 90 acceleration. Probably the reason why Forest Green Rovers are in League One. Can't imagine them having that many players just so good. It's obviously a bit mad. It's not realistic, this part of Youth Squad Legends, but I think it's necessary to have really good players jotted around at random teams just to have a bit of variety in the leagues. We're so caught up in seeing the same teams go up and down in FC. It might be coded pretty wrong. It might the career mode doesn't really have any dynamics in terms of managers doing well at certain clubs overachieving. You would never see something like Bournemouth happen, Luton happen in this game at all. And I think it's very important that we have stories like certain teams getting into leagues that you wouldn't expect, because that's just kind of how football is, even if it means occasionally having a bit unrealistic the squads with players of 79 playing in League One. I think that's a good handoff. Because you never know. Forest Green, good season. If they had a couple of these solid players around, like Remy Beckford, they might get themselves in the Championship, and that would be a hell of a story. All right, next one. We have... Oh, so this is going into the last portion of Wonder Kids that we made. So I think we've got about 6 or 7 left. Hamza Razul. Playing for Wimbledon, which I believe is the team that he started out at. Right winger, Hamza Razul. And we'll generate that mini face. Boom. There you are. Decent little player. I've like set up his play styles, so he must have played against him at some point, or was he out injured? I can't recall the name. So he might have been out. That might have been a really, really unlucky moment for Hamza, but he's definitely got his play styles sorted, unless he was generated with that many, which is very unlikely, to be honest. I don't know what's happened there. I'm pretty sure we haven't played against him, though. I probably would have known. Like, he's at 86 right now. If we played against AFC Wimbledon, he must have been in the 70s, high 70s back then. He's got 96 potential. And I just can't remember at all. We did have a Razul at our club. He moved on. I'm crossing lines. I can't remember him that much. Sorry, guys. Let's. I would say let's get Hamza Razul out of AFC Wimbledon. Let's push him up into, well, it'd be the Premier League, really. At 86 overall. His valuation's like sitting at a very, very tasty £152 million. I'll make sure, any transfers as well, I'll make sure that the club that they're at get the money for them. You know, I'll make sure that they have money to, you know, play around with, mess about with. Let's have some dynamism. Let's have some dynamics in this save. Add a player, Brian Waltrip. That's next up. Brian with a Y. And then W-A. There he is. So we got a central midfielder here. 71 overall, playing for Werder Bremen. Nice. I like the USA export to the Bundesliga. That is something that we've seen quite often in real life. F9 and find him in the live editor. I'm not too sure where this guy started. I might have even started him on the free agents list and let him just find his own way. 78 potential. It's not too bad. It's very, very add a player like. Keeping in that bracket, you know, the 75 to 85 bracket, should be an alright player. Might see him in a European competition. You never know. Oh, he might move to the English League. Give you that opportunity. Everybody's got that opportunity. Okay, this is the one with the very specific pronunciation. It is Esteban Francioni. I made sure to put Esteban on the back of his shirt, like you suggested. Tangent Yeti. That was the person who the user who requested this person. Let's search him by his last name. If I can get it right. Fan, it's Fan. Fanchoni. Not Fran. Oh my god, I'm having an absolute nightmare here. Is he just down as Esteban? That would be interesting. We have a missing player. Okay. I'm not really. I'm gonna pause. Right. Okay. I'll pause the recording. And I'm gonna find him because this might take about 5-6 minutes, and you don't really want to do that. I know how to pause this. I've never used the pause function on OBS. I'm gonna do it right now. All right, we're back. We found the culprit. For some reason, the name wasn't altered in the game, even though we had all the name IDs wiped out. So he's been hanging around with his old name, Christian Barbosa, but this is the guy, and I know it's the guy because I remember the scowl. The guy who asked for this Wonder Kid wanted an angry-looking face, and this was the angriest-looking face that I could get. So hopefully, hey, there we go. Name change. We got it sorted. Shortlisted. He's playing for Lons, so he used to play with Cook Creeker at Lons, and then we're like, nope, we'll take that player off you. Thank you very much. So that's where this Uruguayan left back was playing for Aston Villa at the start, but has moved to the French league. Okie dokie. And we have shortlisted him, yeah. Okay. Hopefully I've shortlisted everybody. That was a bit of a nightmare to find. What we got next? Gareth Holt Ronksy. I think we'll start with Holt. Find it from there. Get ourselves a drink. The American's playing for Burnley. That must be a new transfer. And this is an added player at 77 overall. Gareth Holt Ronksy is doing really, really well for himself. How about that? Of course, we want to go into the live editor. Almost forgot about Esteban. Where are you? Esteban. Make sure he's got himself a mini face. Boom. Lovely. Pretty sure that's the hairstyle, the facial hair that you wanted. Everything was there, but the name had apparently not changed for some reason. Weird. Really, really weird. And then we want Gareth Holt. Currently at 81 potential. Holding that potential well for another player. I like the look of him. He do Burnley a decent amount of good, that lad. I would imagine. It just feels right. Someone like Holt Ronksy playing on like wide defender for Burnley, just like fucking. It's been a long time since Dyche at that club, but it still fucking gets stuck in there. Brexit means Brexit. Cool. I'm keep on going back to Esteban. Hang on. I'm losing my shit a little bit here. Attributes, best attributes for Ronksy, defending 75, movement at 76. Got good acceleration, a good sprint speed, good foundations for a wing back. And then Esteban. Let's have a look at the attributes. He's 83 overall and a 94 potential. It's power. 91 power. Jesus. 90 movement, 90 mentality monster. Fair play. Good left back. Next up, back to the proper game. we have ourselves Andrei Kovac. Oh, we must be really, really near the end now. Yeah, I think we've only got 2 left. I remember this one. Oh, my webcam has decided to die. This is what happens, right? This is what occasionally happens in the Youth Squad Legends recording. I know how to quickly sort this out. Hang on, if I deactivate it and activate it again, yeah, it wakes it back up. I do apologise for that. I hope I caught that very quickly. I'm pretty sure I did. But occasionally when I'm doing Youth Squad Legends, that will happen. I found a fix for it. If I open up this program, the Insta360 link controller, before I open up OBS, usually we have no problems. But if for some reason, lapse in concentration, and I open up OBS first, we will have them issues. There was one episode, about five or six episodes back, where the webcam froze 5 times in 2 hours. Yeah, and then I have to piece it all together in the edit, and it must take about half an hour more in the edit. Awful, absolutely shocking. I don't know if it's a software issue. Around that same time, I did drop it. But obviously, if I dropped it and it was something, problematic in the webcam, why would it work in certain situations and why would it not work in certain others? It leans towards a software thing, but I don't know how to fix it. Maybe an uninstallation. No, that sounds stupid. I can't uninstall this. Because if I uninstall this and all of a sudden it freezes all the time, then we've got no webcam. So that sounds like a dangerous thing that we should not be doing. All right. Stop going on a tangent and get these last 2 ones done. Been going for 41 minutes. You must be loving it. I have had so little sleep. I must be making no sense. Is Andrei Kovac? I think is that? Oh no! I'm gonna give this a shot. It's obviously either Slovakia or Slovenia. Flag knowledge. Oh, I think Slovenia's the one with the mountain and Slovakia's the one with the. Oh my god! I'm gonna be gutted if I get this wrong. I'm gonna say this is Slovenia. Oh, it's Slovenia, guys. Oh. I'm buzzing. I'm actually buzzing for that. Add to the shortlist. Andrei. I should have scrubbed up on that, to be honest, because aren't both teams at the Euros? And I think I must have watched them both. One of them beat Belgium, didn't they? So it's they're actually a big talking point. Generate. Boom. Why is Novak? What have I done there? Kovac. Fucking hell, Curtis. As soon as this ends, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm finished. I'm done. I'm cooked here. I am cooked. I have been working, I don't know. So the normal Youth Squad Legends episode takes about, I usually say it takes about four hours. That's the minimum. But obviously it takes so much more these days. And it takes, normal ones take about 8 hours, I would imagine. And that's without the thumbnail creation as well. But the one that I did today, well, I uploaded today, it was actually finished yesterday. The one that I uploaded today must have been about 35 hours, just crammed into 20 minutes. Whew. Yeah, we were balling. I looked back on it, watched it when it was uploaded. I was like, wow, that's a quality episode of Youth Squad Legends right there. So what we got here? Udinese, not moved. Tributes, best of tributes. 83 finishing there for Andrej Kovac. 73 skills, 74 power. Not the best movement for an 80 overall striker, you know. Not the best movement. 88 potential, was a wonder kid, so he's fell off a little bit. Tiny bit there. But he is dead young. So young, right. Next one. And the final one. If I just double check this, I don't want to like miss anyone. If I've missed anyone, I am so sorry. Your player is in here, and if you ask me, or if you send a message to me on Patreon, or if you reply to this video on YouTube, I will go out my way to post a follow-up video on Cutsy Extra just talking about your player. So this is Sam's inclusion, and it's Vinnie Jones. You know, I respect the hell out of this one. Is he still at Wimbledon? He started out at Wimbledon. He is not there. He's not there. Shortlist? Obviously, you asked him to be bold. He's definitely bold. Let's get him sorted out. Vinny Squires and Vinnie Jones. Boom. Generate. How about that? 85 overall, 96 potential. Love to see it. Your best attributes. We got 83 defending. What's his physicals like? Strength. Strength's at 90. You know, that's relatively acceptable. Aggression's only at 83. Pathetic. Never in a million years is that Vinnie Jones. Can't believe it. There you go. Potentials, you know, he's doing bits. I've capped all the players' potentials at 96. There's some that, you know, wanted to go higher, because that's just how the global dynamic shifts are. But I think 96, you know, is the worldwide acceptance for what is like the top of top players in FIFA. I'm sure one day it'll change and we will see some 99 players eventually like we do in Madden. But in FIFA, they're capped normally, you know, your best players at 96. Messi, I don't think ever had a 97. Ronaldo, I don't think I've ever had a 97 either. So, yeah, even the creme de la creme have that cap. And Vinnie Jones is up there playing for Atalanta, I think that one is. He's at one of the unlicensed clubs, non-licensed clubs there in Italy. Or Bergamo. Yeah, Bergamo Calcio. Stuck him on the shortlist, so I hope everybody's on this transfer hub now. Find them out. They should be all together. There they are. And you'll be able to see the skill moves and the work rates of everyone if I've got them. Just going to double check your list. Adrian Baumbach, so Baumbach's there. Yeah, Rude is there. There we go. 2-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. Danny McNeil. Oh, my guy. The Livingston shirt's actually quite snazzy as well. Like it. It's just different, innit? Just like a golden and with a black trim. Very nice. Here's Bat Zorig. Not missed anyone. Fantastic. Clayton Good next. Yep. And Vera. It's amazing that Vera's only got 2-star skill moves. He just destroyed me. And then outside of the documented players, we have Kimi Kaminski. Where are we here? Yeah, Kimi Kaminski. Justin Van comes next. There you go. Next one. Oh, he should be the Icelandic player. Hang on. Let's find the Icelandic player. with the very, very difficult name. If you see anything on your player that you don't like in terms of like appearance as well, you can always tell me, hey, I want this changing on the guy. For sure. So there's Christopherson. Wants to get a really, really lean body type in there. Obviously, that looks very strange. That must be one of the specialized. Let's have a look at that. Very tall and lean. Very tall and lean body type. Interesting stuff. Decided to make him look a bit unique. Fair dues. Remy Beckford. Got 2-star skill moves. 4-star weak foot. Hamza Razul is 3-star skill moves. 3-star weak foot. What? I want to see an AFC Wimbledon charge with Razul and Vinnie Jones. Where did that? Where was that? Brian Waltrip needs his mini face sorting out. There you go. Lovely stuff. He's got himself 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. Esteban. There you go, not Barbosa. Esteban. Franchoni. I keep on saying Fran. Don't know why. My middle name is Francis. That might be why. You asked for 1-star skill moves and 5-star weak foot, so you knew what was coming there. He's got high attacking work rate and low defensive. Man, that is a modern wing back, isn't it? Here's Gareth Holt Ronksy. Looking all right, Fullbacks don't need skill moves. And then Kovac is next. Double checking. Yeah. Yep, that is correct. Kovac is next. 4-star skill moves. Only 2 stars on the weak foot. If you want to change that, be my guest. And your final one, Vinnie Jones. Got 2-star, because he don't need it, He don't need it. Terrible London accent. That's a lot. That's it. I hope that was enlightening. I hope you're happy with what's happened and how your players have been designed. If something's bothering you, tell me. It gets sorted. They can get moved if you want. Let's have a bit of fun. I've enjoyed adding these players in this year because 2 years back it was a lot of people were asking for added players, added Wonder Kids, so it was a nightmare adding them all in. Last year there was a significant decline, so this year I wanted to simplify the rewards, and I think we've done that quite well. And there's been a very manageable amount of added players, added Wonder Kids, customization of players. The only thing that we might need to consider moving forward is the scout countries requests, because there was so much interest with that reward that it might just have to be put a country's name in the hat and then just randomly pick it out, because we had so many players coming through in the first couple of seasons here at Wrexham that we're still trying to recover from. Like Dion Daniel, we tried to sign up. We still haven't really given him a chance, but because his potential has been quite high and he's developing really well, we've not been able to afford to bring him back. So we'll have to look into that. It probably will be put a country's name in the hat. That will be the reward, and then if you're lucky, I'll pull it out whilst I'm doing the series, and you get your guy. All right, that was good. Been some good work recently. Let's save this up. Make sure Fancioni's name is properly saved up, and that we don't have any misunderstandings anymore. Actually, love to see it. I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Thank you ever so much for, you know, everything that you do for me on Patreon. There's been so many messages whilst Becca was not very well, of just people that were like, you got to do what you got to do, man. Just keep going at it. We appreciate you. And, you know, it was part of the reason why I kept my head down and did the episodes that I think they felt like normal episodes. It was also a distraction from what was happening in my life. But there was only like one day that it was like almost too much to handle. It was very, very difficult one. Not the first episode that I did that I broke the news on, but the episode afterwards, I choked up a couple of times. It was really, really difficult, that one. But you guys got me through it. And I hope the energy that I've shown over the last couple of months, whilst, you know, things have not been going very well in my life, in my personal life, hopefully the kind of strength that I've shown and the robustness, the stubbornness to give in and keep on entertaining you, is one of the reasons why you just keep on, you know, helping me out on Patreon. If you've been watching this and you're not on Patreon, you know, have a check at it. Have a check on it. Like, you can add some players like these guys have done. And if you're really enjoying the Wrexham series, this might have been the video, you know, the little laugh that you wanted, that just allows you to, you know, chip a few pennies in. Helps me out massively. It really does help me out massively. I would not be able to do this as a full-time gig if it wasn't for Patreon. It accumulates for like 55-60% of my income most of the time. Q4 on YouTube is crazy, but Patreon gets me through the rest of the year. So it makes a massive difference. And I want you guys to know that it really does make a huge difference. So thank you ever so much. See you next time. Bye-bye. You've got, what? I said 30 minutes. You nearly got an hour of me. How about that? Love to see it. Bye-bye.